All right, so this comment says, "This is horrific. The delusion here is next level." And I think you guys can already guess what we're going to be talking about. It is a clip from The View. Per usual, it is a bunch of nonsense. But before we get into the clip, guys, please make sure to hit the like button down below and make sure you stay to the end because we're going to get into the rest of the comment section. Let's get into it.
So President Biden sat down with George Stephanopoulos on Friday to defend his performance at the first presidential debate. There are two, which raised concerns about whether he's up for the gig. Take a look.
Was this a bad episode or the sign of a more serious condition?
It was a bad episode. No indication of any serious condition. I was exhausted. I didn't listen to my instincts in terms of preparing, and I had a bad night.
You came home from Europe about 11 or 12 days before the debate, spent 6 days in Camp David. Why wasn't that enough rest time, enough recovery time?
Because I was sick. I was feeling terrible. I just had a really bad cold.
And did you ever watch the debate afterwards?
I don't think I did, no.
If you can be convinced that you cannot defeat Donald Trump, will you stand down?
With the fence of, and if the Lord Almighty comes out and tells me that, I might do that.
And if you stay in and Trump is elected and everything you're warning about comes to pass, how will you feel in January?
I feel as long as I gave it my all and I did the goodest job as I know I can do. That's what this is about.
The goodest job?
So after the interview, some Democrats have continued to call on him to step aside. And then just before we went on air, he made a really fired up phone call to Morton Joe this morning. Take a listen.
I am not going anywhere. I wouldn't be running if I didn't absolutely believe that I am the best candidate to beat Donald Trump in 2024. I don't care what those big names think. They're wrong in 2020. They're wrong in 2022 about the red wave. They're wrong in 2024. I'm getting so frustrated by the elites. Now, I'm not talking about you guys, but about the elites in the party who they know so much more. But if any of these guys don't think I should run against me, go ahead, announce the president. Challenge me at the convention.
So, I mean, listen, I'm just going to add my 2 cents because I wasn't here on the day that y'all talked about it.
Just wait for it.
I don't care if he's pooped his pants. I don't care if he can't put a sentence together. Show me he can't do the job, and then I'll say, okay, maybe it's time to go. Now, he had a bad night the first...
shouldn't him pooping his pants be a sign that he can't do the job? Like, these people are not serious. These people, he literally just said the goodest job. The goodest job. He literally just said he doesn't remember if he watched the debate. How do you not remember if you watched your own debate? I don't understand this. This is a bunch of nonsense.
Time that he went out and debated with Kamala Harris. And everybody wanted him to quit that and say, you can't talk to women like this, or you're doing this wrong, you're doing that wrong. He came back, said, you know what, I got it, and gave 4 years. So yeah, I have poopy days all the time. I step in so much poo you can't even imagine. Now, I'm not running the world, but I don't know anybody who doesn't step in stuff at some point. So I'm just simply saying, there are 2 debates. And if he can't do what he needs to do for the second debate, I'll join any crew that says get rid of him. But loyalty to me,
I doubt that.
If you are doing the job, I might not like everything you're doing. I don't like it all. But I'm going to stand behind you like those guys stand behind the guy who should have been the person people were talking about saying, yeah, Biden had a bad day, but this guy couldn't tell the truth if it split his lip.
See, this is what I hate. That's disingenuous because you're insinuating that Joe Biden didn't tell any lies either. That's nonsense. You can't compare that. If Trump told lies, sure, of course, whatever. So did Biden. Of course, that's going to happen, right? They're not always going to get their facts straight. But don't pretend as if Trump is the only liar here. Don't do that. That's disingenuous at best.
But nobody said that, but Anna said that, I believe, or something. She's not quite as colorful as I am. But the question now
Give me a
is,
chance.
the question now is, because lots of Democrats are coming out saying, you know, oh, find somebody else. But when we tried to do that with DT, this is my new way of just describing him. When we said, listen, he shouldn't be on the ballot. Everybody said, no, no, no. The people chose him. We can't take him off the ballot. Well, I don't understand why anybody thinks it's going to be any easier to take Biden off the ballot.
That's a false equivalence. People are trying to remove Biden that are Democrats. It's his own party, his own supporters, the media, that's trying to remove Donald Trump. The media that's been backing him this whole time. The people that were trying to remove Trump out of the ballots was the opposition. It was his political opponents. It's not his own party. It's a different thing. You can't compare the two whatsoever. That's a bunch of nonsense. If his political opponents were coming after him, that's a different story. But it's his adversaries. It's people that are on his side. It's his own party that's trying to remove him. Come on, man.
But I want to say something.
Well,
Say
I
something
gotta tell you,
colorful.
I'm worried and I'm pissed. Frankly, I'm livid.
We can tell.
Because for the last 8 days, it feels to me, I have seen nothing but breathless reporting. It almost feels like media malpractice of them trying to score the winning goal against Biden. Who can have the gotcha moment?
Wow.
They've been splicing, dicing, cubing everything he says, putting on a microscopic slide, and then looking at it under all sorts of magnifying glasses.
She can't be serious, right? She's now concerned about the media's reporting. Where were you at when they were doing this to Donald Trump, slicing and dicing and cutting up everything that he was saying? Where were you at when they were taking every single speech and rally that he does out of context? The bloodbath, the poisoning of the country, the two sides on good people on both sides. All of that has been taken out of context. You didn't have a problem with that. You didn't have a problem with the media pushing the Russia collusion nonsense. You didn't have the media covering up the Hunter Biden laptop. Where were you at? This is crazy. This is crazy.
Look, Joe Biden is the nominee. He is the human being standing between us and Donald Trump. I think Democrats need to stop making the case against Joe Biden and start making the case against Donald Trump. I think the media needs to give some parity to the coverage that they are doing, because
Wow.
in their zeal to fact check Joe Biden, they too are making mistakes. Yesterday, I saw the Washington Post reporting that Ted Lieu had asked in that conference call for Biden to step down. Except a few minutes later, Ted Lieu went on social media and said, I never opened my mouth. Yeah. Then there was the entire thing with Mark Warner. Look, I saw Joe Biden the day after the debate. I saw him that night at an LGBTQ gala. I hugged him so tight I almost broke a rib. I thought the Secret Service was gonna come. Girl, you gotta go really deep to get my ribs. He's got less body fat than I do. But I saw Joe Biden, so I'm not an anonymous source. I'm not somebody pretending to have spoken to him. No, I actually did speak to him, and he was just fine. He had a bad night. And until Joe Biden tells me he is out, I am riding with Biden-Harris. Okay. And the second part of that, I think, is very important, because they are a team. And Kamala Harris has come out so strong this last week as part of that team. And part of the reason I have no qualms about supporting Joe Biden, zero, is because I know that if something happens to him, like every other vice president, she will step in, and she is prepared, she is experienced, she is decent, she is compassionate, she is smart. She is far from the caricature that Republicans have tried to build with her. So you know what? I am with Biden-Harris till the damn end.
Yeah. The problem is this.
Wait, before this fake conservative goes, they're both fake, first of all. There's nothing conservative about these two women whatsoever. I don't know why they keep pretending to be that way. But what's hilarious is that they keep accusing Trump voters in MAGA as cultists, right? They say, oh, these people are in a cult. That's nonsense. That's a bunch of nonsense, because here's the thing. You guys are the cultists because you're upholding a man that literally is senile. Trump voters at least have a reason to support Donald Trump, right? I mean, Donald Trump's economy was amazing. The country was, as a whole, was phenomenal. But Biden voters and Democrats are loyal to what? You're loyal to a bad state of the country? No, I'm sure you want it to be better than it is now. You can admit that, at least. Be honest with yourself. Or you're loyal to Joe Biden. Why? For what reason? He's nowhere near being senile. He's all the way senile. He's not coherent whatsoever. So what are you loyal to? You can't be loyal to the man because he's clearly not here. And you can't be loyal to the country that he ran because, come on. If you're being honest, you know the difference. It's drastic. So you can't say that Trump voters are cultists. I mean, there's reason to be loyal to Donald Trump. We want what we had during his presidency. It's really as simple as that. It's really as simple as that. And you guys keep saying that, oh, they're loyal to a convict. Half the country don't believe that he's a convicted felon. And half the country believes that it was a political persecution, so that's not even a real thing to them. But it is real that Joe Biden is slow. It is real that the country's not good under Joe Biden. It is real that he can't complete a sentence. All those things are real, so what are they loyal to? It makes no sense.
The problem is this, most Americans are never going to get a chance to dine with the president or to be at fundraisers with him. 50 million people tuned into that debate, and it's going to be undecided voters and swing voters who determine this election. I believe that Trump is a threat to democracy. I am horrified that my party nominated an aspiring fascist, and there is one way to stop it. It is in the ballot box. The courts are not stopping Donald Trump, so it is who is running against him. And I'm starting to question if Biden recognizes how big of a threat Donald Trump actually is. Because as George Stephanopoulos rightly pointed out, there's no example in modern history of somebody having Biden's approval rating, having nearly 50% of his own party saying they don't want him to be the nominee, they want someone else, and 70% of voters saying they're worried about his age, and going on 4 months later to win. I don't think we're just risking the White House to Donald Trump. I think you are risking a sweep in the House and the Senate. And I actually would argue, unpopular take, I think Kamala Harris would perform better because I think voters felt gaslit being told that Biden is as sharp as a tack. I think a young, energetic Democrat running and saying that they're at the top of the ticket actually will perform better head to head.
Well, I will be voting for President Biden if he is on the ballot come November for all the reasons you guys so adequately spelled out. I don't think he can win up against Donald Trump as it stands right now. I just don't. And his age and frailty were always apparent to me, and they didn't concern me. Probably because of who he's up against, but also because I've been more happy than not with the administration. But I blame those closest to him, not the media, Anna. I blame those closest to him because by this time, President Obama had given 570 news conferences and interviews. Trump had given 468. Biden's given 164. If they had put him out there earlier, we could have either discovered this problem with time on our hands or squelched it immediately.
Ooh, I don't think you wanted that. I don't think you want that. If the media was unbiased this whole time, trust me, oh my God, Donald Trump will be, the poll numbers will be scary. Biden's approval ratings will probably be like in the teens, in the low teens, maybe a 10, if not lower. I don't think that's what you want. I don't think you want an unbiased media because I guarantee you that's the reason that the gap is not as wide as it should be. That's the exact reason.
That's on their hands.
Well, I have to say, one of the reasons Biden has not been out there is because he's been working.
I don't know that that's fair to say, though, respectfully.
I'm telling you what I know.
But NATO leaders came out and said that they were actually relieved at first, and then he went back and told a story that he started with, and they were worried about his mental state.
You know what?
We have to be willing to consider this.
Listen, here's what I consider. I consider it, and I know this is not what you mean to do, so I'm going to clean this up right here. You're not being ageist when you say he's too old. I want to make sure everybody understands that. That's not what we're talking about. We're not saying, oh, you're too old to do the job. That is not the concern. Am I correct?
You're correct.
Okay.
I worry about his ability to beat Trump, but I do worry about his ability to serve 4 years. And I think, like Nancy Pelosi did, it's time to pass the baton to the next generation.
Well, the next generation is not quite prepared the way they should be, and that's okay.
Well, meaning the vice president, even.
Yeah.
As we know, as I said, and we'll go to break in a second, you're not allowed to shift that way. That's the way it is. He is the person that we chose. he is the one that he is up against. And I personally, I've seen, and again, I've known him 1,000 years, and I've seen him step in lots of different stuff and come back and make better than when he started. I trust that. I'm not a big fan of either party. I don't like the loyalties that either party, the Democrats or the Republicans, seem to do.
What? You don't like the loyalty? You just said in the beginning part of this clip that even if he pooped his pants, you was gonna vote for him. What are you talking about?
I've been
Independent, Bill.
well, yeah, but I've been on three sides of that, and the way that they do people when they say you're not going to win, get out of the way. You know, I'm not up for that. I believe you have the ability to do the job, and I'm going to stand by that. And if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. You know, but I'm willing to take that shot because, as I said, I'd rather all his teeth fell out and he pooped his pants and had to roll across the street than choose a man who I know is out to destroy the country that I grew up believing.
Oh my God, bro.
Michigan Governor Gretchen Whitmer has
Get out of
been
my
a Democrat.
screen. Let's go read these comments because this is crazy. I mean, she kept contradicting herself over and over again. There goes the first one right here. Whoopi, we are not being ageist. Also, Whoopi, well, the next generation is not quite prepared the way they should be. You, like, in a matter of 10 seconds, you just contradicted yourself. The next comment says, Whoopi, well, I have to say one of the reasons Biden has not been out there is because he has been working. I knew she was going to say that. Working doing what? I thought he was tired. I thought he had a cold. I don't understand. This comment says, this is horrific. The delusion here is next level. The next comment says, I don't think anybody thought Alyssa was being ageist at all. Nobody thought that. I think Whoopi was trying to gaslight her into shutting up by making it a point to say this. Whoopi does not like when people disagree with her, even though she swears she doesn't mind. Next comment says, the media are to blame as well, Sarah. They went along with it. 100%. That's really what you're witnessing right now is the media in panic mode. It's not that the media is starting to ask the right questions, in my opinion. It's that they're scared that they're about to be exposed for the partisan hack that they are. They've literally been pushing White House propaganda without fact-checking anything. They've just been taking their word for it, and they're being exposed, and their reputation is on the line right now. People are, I mean, we've always believed that the media has been corrupt and biased, but now it's undeniable. Next comment says, I don't care if he pooped his pants is crazy. Absolute nonsense. Next comment says, Whoopi lost her mind. Who cares if the old man poops his pants? ? Can he be a good puppet is the question. Next comment says, no one in their right mind could possibly believe that anyone, let alone the president, pooping his pants and unable to speak is still fit for the job. Like 100%. Next comment says, Whoopi just said Biden isn't doing press conference because he was busy. Busy doing what? Taking naps. Next comment says, Mitch McConnell froze on live TV twice. He's still there. Oh my goodness. Next comment says, did you watch the debate? ? I don't think so. Like, I mean, people, are we serious? Like, literally, that was like, George Stephanopoulos asked him, hey, Joe Biden, did you watch the debate? He said, I don't think so. What type of response is that? And he said, I'm going to do the goodest job. Ah, man. It's really funny, but it's not. It's really not. They're really abusing this guy here, man. I really, really feel sorry for him. Next comment says, saying the next generation is not prepared is ageist. 100%. 100%. Next comment says, media malpractice. That was the that was just, man, the hypocrisy there from Ana Navarro was impressive. She's gonna point out that the media is being too biased in reporting on Joe Biden. Really? Have you been paying attention to what's been going on really since 2016? It was nonstop Donald Trump coverage, no matter what he was doing, slicing and dicing everything that he was saying to manipulate people. But hilarious, absolute nonsense. Anyway, guys, let me know what you guys think. Hope you enjoyed the video as much as I did. Let's talk about this in the comment section down below. And of course, if you enjoy the content, subscribe to the channel. I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.